Once again, if you've looked at the bracket right now, it's very interesting. We have seeds 1 through 5 have made it into this top 8. Now, 6, 7, and 8 fell to 9, 10, and 11. So,
wow.
You know, you can see the seeding right here. Obviously, the qualifying round, we've broke records. First day, we had 13 max outs from Andy and Dog. And by the way, Andy, 13 max outs with no kicker, which meant he never topped out. So 13 straight max outs for qualifying. But then the next day, Eric and Fractal with 14 max outs.
Because they did 19 starts, they were able to use that extra speed and get that extra game in for that 14th max out. So really, players pushing each other to the edge. And the other thing that we saw was in quals, Dog and Andy were sitting next to each other and pushing each other to those 13. The very next day, it was Eric and Fractal doing the same thing next to each other, pushing each other to the 14. So find your rival. You know, Ryu's got to have his Ken, and you know, Dog's got to have his Andy, and Fractal's got to have his Eric. So find your rival and rise to the top.
I mean, Jonas has got to have his Harry, right?
That's
so
right, Jonas and Harry, the original rivals in Classic Tetris. Shout outs to Jonas, our ambassador forever.
Exactly.
Will always be with us, and we'll push ourselves to do our very best for each other.
Everyone in the audience, let's count down. 3, 2, 1, Tetris! And again, as you'll see, on the 2 players on the top row are playing directly against each other, and the 2 players on the bottom row will be playing against each other. The players playing against each other will be getting the same pieces as each other.
So yeah, starting off, Fractal with the Tetris, and Sidnev having to do a couple of burns to open up the well. There it is, it's Tetris ready. Sidnev is Tetris ready.
Yeah, and so a couple of important things to see on your screen. You can see under the level, there's the TRT. That is the Tetris rate. And so, you know, previously, of course, and it's still valid today, you know, you want to have the best Tetris rate as possible. That will help you into getting the highest score before you get to level 29.
Right, because, well, at least in previous years, the path getting the highest score up to level 29, which was a kill screen, you actually want to get most of your points before that, before it's harder to make Tetrises. But yeah, now it's even harder to make Tetrises past 29, so it's all still a good strategy to score as much as possible here on the lower levels.
Yeah, and every once in a while you'll see the TRT change to flashing red. That'll be telling you how much of a drought we have of long bars. Obviously the long bars are the best way to get Tetrises. And of course in this version of Tetris, you know, modern Tetrises, we have T-spins getting you extra points, back-to-back Tetrises getting you extra points. Not the case here. This one is just pure Tetris, and that's it.
And Andy, he got a great center well Tetris dirty, and he's about to get another one, maintaining that column 5 Tetris well, and boom, Tetris for Andy, maintaining that dirty Tetris.
Yeah, and now he's gonna burn out and has his, well, actually he had to block that, the column 10 over there. So Andy, you know, he's got it cleaned out now. You can see most people have a very clean board right now. And as you can see, I mean, watch look at the way that the players are all using the control just to get an idea of what rolling is. It's about
That's right.
tapping your fingers on the back of the controller into your thumb to get the max speed possible of sliding pieces left and right.
Yep, all 4 players up here are rollers, and some of them have slightly different grips. Some have vertical grips. As you can see, Fractal is holding it horizontally. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. You can use your foot, sometimes you use your leg.
Yeah, not only that, but I do want to point out that Fractal is using the control up. Is he using a Radness, or is he is it just
I think he is using the goofy foot.
Okay, there you go. But he also, if you notice, is the only one who doesn't use a glove when he plays.
Yeah, interesting. That's a bit of a meme. There's like rolling glove, sort of a thing that rollers use. And right now, we're neck and neck on the bottom. Huff and Andy very close in score. While up on top, Fractal up by about a Tetris now.
Yeah. And again, that's one of the nice things you can see here on the display. You can always see how far ahead one of the players are just by looking at the score comparison up there. Boom, Tetris for Fractal. And so he just has a slight lead. Yeah, he just has about a Tetris lead right now over Sidnev.
Also for our new players, our or for our new viewers, our players actually don't see what you're seeing on the screen. They're actually seeing their own individual CRT NES screen, as you would if you were to play the game back when it was first released. But thanks to the power of Trey Vision, Trey Harrison developing our HD sort of presentation here, shows you the action, gives us the score differentials and droughts and stats and great things that just make it so much more enjoyable to watch. So big shout outs to Trey for making the CTWC visualizations here possible.
He's not gonna like me saying this, but Trey is kind of a genius. So. Okay.
Scores still close on the bottom, 12,000 points apart. Boom, Tetris or Huff finally getting some distance, 36,000 point lead. Up on top, Fractal up to a 43,000 point lead. Sidnev having to do some burns now. It's going to allow Fractal to widen the gap.
You know what the funniest thing right now is that, we have a transition, right? Coming at 130 lines, and this used to be the big deal, like, okay, we're transitioning to 19. Now we have like a double transition situation where now at 19 and at 29, these are actually survivable transitions. So the first transition will be happening at 130 lines for each of these players.
And yeah, in both cases, the players want to have their fields in the best possible shape, because that speed difference, they're not going to be able to move the pieces as fast as the previous phase. So it's interesting that, yeah, right around when they hit 130 lines, they want to actually have their board health in great shape and be closer to the bottom.
And you'll see one of the nice things about rolling is because you can move the pieces so fast, the way that the players can play is a little riskier. Like, for when we used to be predominantly Daz, you would see a lot of players avoid something that Andy did, which was place an eyepiece kind of on column 9, because that makes it potentially so that pieces would get hung on there.
Yeah,
but now
we
that
hit transition just now, so Sidnev actually hitting transitions up high to the top, but is able to burn it down. Huff and Andy also hitting level 19 and finaled by Fractal.
Yep, so here we go, everybody. You can see definitely speeding up, and if you think this looks fast right now, just wait till we get to level 29.
Absolutely. So yeah, we are neck and neck on all screens basically.
Yeah,
within attention to each other.
Sidnev needs to find a way. Actually, Sidnev, they may potentially have a dirty Tetris. No, actually, they just decide to go with the burn instead. Okay.
Yep, Sidnev almost out of this dig. They just need some better pieces. Okay.
There it is.
And boom! Tetris for Sidnev.
Nice.
And boom, Tetris for Huff.
And you know what? All said and done here, Sidnev is not actually that far behind from Fractal, who's had to do some burning as well. Boom, Tetris for Fractal, but as you can see, only 26,000 point differential right now, so definitely not a problem for Sidnev at all. But again, Huff and Andy, I mean, this could be the grand finals of any other tournament we've been to. Two of the strongest players that we have here going up against each other in the first round of top 8.
The last couple of years, these players Huff and Andy especially, so strong.
You can see everybody, even at this transition speed right now, playing so cleanly, playing so smoothly. I don't want to say almost no problems at all, but look at this. Sidnev with the dirty Tetris. Boom.
Center well, Sidnev.
Yep. And what a tuck right there from Sidnev as well.
Andy now gaining a lead now, 68,000 points and growing. Boom, Tetris for Andy, now at 99,000 points. Huff's got some catching up to do. And Sidnev, they're in trouble. Needs to get some better pieces. Needs a long bar now.
Yeah, okay, he's gonna drop that in there, but he needs the J. Okay, now he needs an L. Not gonna happen. Oh. And there it is. Fractal is gonna take game number 1. And you get the fist bump from the players over here again. All these, such a wonderful community here in the Classic Tetris community. All of these players definitely respecting each other's skills so much.
And Andy maintaining the 65,000 point lead. Will we see a change when we hit level 29, which is coming soon? Skill screens are coming. We've got a max out for Andy. before max out was something super special, but now it is par for the course. In this age of rolling, we are about to hit level 29. Let's go.
And we have a double max out here.
Double max out. Let's get a little bit of excitement for the double max out. I know it's the era of rolling, but we're still here in 2022. All right, we have level 29 speeds for Huff. Skill screens engaged.
Have Mr. Bidwell over here. I'm gonna have to request him for more cowbell every once in a while. That gave us oh
Andy,
no, okay.
Hanging the eye could burn it off clean, does so.
But Huff with a little bit of a mess here. And you can see now, this level 29 speed is absolutely frenetic here.
Huff needs to clean this up.
Yeah.
Getting it done, but that's gonna be tough to, wow.
Look at this dig over here.
Oh my goodness, Huff.
This is not something that you would have been able to see in the past few years, but this is what Classic Tetris looks like. No, he couldn't get it over there. Oh, that might be too high now.
Oh, and Huff tops out at 1-1. And he takes the first round with 1-2, 1.2 million.
But
what
again,
a valiant attempt to survive.
That dig was ridiculous. And like I said, just even, 2 years ago, that is not something we would have been able to see, that survival rate at that speed.
And the past would say, like, what's going to happen with double kill screens? Who's going to come on top? Who's going to get those extra lines in? They were both going at it deep into 29. So, wow, that's what we're going to be seeing more of here. And Andy's going to be one up on Huff as they start their second game.
And as you can see right now on the top screen, on Sidnev's screen, a little bit of a drought. Finally, there was a 19 eyepiece drought over there. So again, that's kind of what we're looking at from the stats on the screen.
Of course, both players experiencing those droughts, so it's...
Are we really doing a roll?
They're getting oh no!
Oh no! A bad situation for Sidnev, and if you're Fractal, you'll take that right there. A quick game, stress-free game for Fractal here, and Fractal is gonna go up 2-0 here in this first round match of top 8.
Yeah, even with the higher speed of rolling, you still need accuracy to pull off getting that long bar where it needs to go, and if you hang the long bar like that, it's pretty much game over.
Yeah, just like, Daz hyper tapping, not as much hyper tapping, but Daz and rolling still requires a lot of that timing of when the piece appears on the screen.
That's right.
Because rolling, you choose the number of fingers to slide it exactly how far you want. There is a possibility of doing it too early.
Yeah, I've seen a variety of styles there. I believe Ella yesterday would fly the piece all the way over and then adjust at the last moment to put it into its final position. So some people will count fingers, some people will just jam it on over and then adjust it later. There's different ways to approach it, but you definitely still need accuracy, even in this age of rolling.
Yeah, Huff with a little unfortunate board here. It has a lot of reliance on L's and J's and eyepieces right now.
Ooh.
Trying to clean this out.
They're playing up so high.
Okay, I was like...
And boom, Tetris for Siddev. Boom, Tetris for Fractal.
And a boom, Tetris for Huff on column 6. And looks like he's gonna maintain this as well. Keep going with it. He needs a long bar to throw into column 5 unless he can burn perfectly right there. And now, where's that eyepiece? 15-piece drought, there it is.
Oh, nice center well Tetris for Huff. Andy looking super clean, just banging down the Tetrises, up by 20,000 points now.
And as we mentioned, Andy, 2 years ago, the runner-up, brother of two-time champion Dog. And it's interesting, Andy has run the entire gamut of controls because he started as a Daz player.
Right.
He switched to hyper tapping because that's what Dog was using. And now with the advent of rolling, he is a rolling player. So he has used every single control method.
And there's something to be said about that because if you start as Daz, your stacking is going to be super strong.
That's true.
And with tapping, your accuracy is going to be excellent. And with rolling, you'll have the speed. So Andy, having been through all Tetra-evolutions, if you want to call it, through the classic Tetris control methods, really just amazing player.
Yeah, but again, as you can see, both players are getting the same pieces in the same row, in the direct matches here. And you can kind of see that in Andy and Huff right now, although Huff has cleared it out a little bit, but the pieces have been a little less than friendly, but not a problem, especially here at speed 18.
Yeah, Andy with a little bit of a dig here.
Ooh. One of my favorite things about watching Fractal play is you always know what he's thinking by looking at his expressions, man.
Okay, Andy having to cover up the well. He'll probably be able to burn that off, but that will allow Huff to possibly catch up here. Huff now Tetris ready.
You can see that S burst that Sidnev had received, that giant stack on the left side of the screen
over
over
to
there.
the left. Dispose of them. Oh, geez.
And now it's a Z burst?
ZS bursting.
And see the way
Boom,
Sidnev
Tetris for
is playing,
Sidnev, yes.
playing very, very high stack right now. But again, not even that much of a problem with the rolling method.
Dirty center well forming for Sidnev. They need that long bar.
Yeah, he's gonna burn it. He's gonna burn it. He's gonna burn it.
Instead of opting to burn it all down, sometimes that's just the way to go. Get your Tetris well back like that.
Yeah, there was just too many, giant canyons, basically.
Boom,
it wasn't
Tetris
worth the
Fractal.
risk.
Yeah, Fractal has some holes on the bottom. It's gonna burn some off the top. Let's see if Fractal throws down the long bar there or just burns off the top end. Looks like Fractal's gonna burn it off the top to regain the well on the right.
And despite that little bit of cleanup that Sidnev had to do, Sidnev, 86% Tetris rate right now. So still with a pretty significant lead over Fractal.
Yeah, Sidnev are last of the true international competitors from the Netherlands. You love to see it. A lot of players coming out for this from all over the world this time.
Yeah, and shout outs to the, he's going for the risks over here.
They need
there
a
it
long
is.
bar.
Oh my goodness. He needed that. And you know what? Another one.
Sidnev.
And
He's
another
off. Wow.
Woo! There we go. And also definitely want to give a shout outs to also the community effort too. I know there was a crowdfunding for getting a lot of the players out here, and every single one of them did manage to make it out here. So shout outs once again to the Tetris community, for helping the players get out here. And again, as we've mentioned, the Matcherino is available for you guys to help pay out these players a lot more as well.
And with that, it's our first year being able to do those things. So into the future, we'll be able to get more players out and encourage more players to go for the prize money. We were able to get some big names out, like Cheese was there, Ella was there. So there's a lot of people who really needed the help. Actually, were able to get it.
Yeah. And again, we got another drought over here. So Sidnev's got to do a little bit of cleaning.
And you're looking really clean right now. 55,000 point lead.
Oh, no.
Oh.
A little bit of a misdrop for Sidnev, but we are at level 18, so this should be manageable, especially with that triple there.
Transition's coming, though, so...
Ooh, perfect timing for that eyepiece.
Sidnev's got to get the situation under control. 93,000 point lead, though.
Okay.
All right.
Now he needs an eyepiece. No, he wasn't expecting the eyepiece to come.
There's a transition. Needs to get the board under control right now.
Yeah, this is not a clean transition, unfortunately. Oh!
Good flat burns. Digging back down. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, meanwhile, on the bottom side, you see both players have already transitioned. And look at this clean out from Sidnev, and Sidnev still not getting the exact
Put some
pieces.
weight over the well right now, has to burn that off. But
perfect.
Whatever it takes to keep the playfield accommodating for pieces,
and
that's what you need to do. Opens it up. Boom! Tetris for Sidnev.
Yeah, but as you can see from the Tetris rates over here, that has allowed Fractal to catch up over here. So they have a similar Tetris rates now. So they are basically neck and neck at this point.
But what a dig from Sidnev. And they're even able to keep the lead.
Yeah, I know. Despite all that digging there, keeping the lead. And you can see right here, look at this. Look at all three players above 60% Tetris rates. The original max out before level 29 was about 60% Tetris rate that you needed. Now, obviously, with rolling, these guys can last a lot longer.
But it's also a testament to just the highest level of competition. That's where you want to be. Every player able to hit those high Tetris rates and guarantee a good score going into 29.
Yeah, one of the coolest things about this is just how much these players are just constantly pushing each other now to be stronger.
That's right. That's why we're here. No one would be making, post-million, beyond the max out scores if people weren't maxing out to begin with. So you really need that precedent to try to shoot for.
Yeah, I mean, we even talked about, you know, how Andy was pushed into going with the hyper tapping before, you know, thanks to his brother Dog.
That's right.
Oh,
Oh, Fractal having to do some burns here.
and he needs an eyepiece now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, nice.
perfect. Yeah, what a beautiful burn.
Burns
And
it
look at
down.
that, perfect. Sometimes the pieces fall exactly where you need them to go. And boom, Tetris for Fractal.
with a fist pump. You love to see it.
And now he's even Tetris ready again, although if he gets too many S and Zs, it's going to be a problem over here.
Ooh, Andy with a bit of a mess. Gonna have to do some interesting tugs to keep this clean.
Yep.
Nice piece maneuvering. Is gonna resolve it very nicely.
He could
Andy,
go for
wow.
a dirty Tetris right now. Look at
Oh,
this.
wow, that's beautiful.
And there it is.
Boom,
Boom.
center well Tetris for Andy.
And a perfect O piece right there to clean it all out. What a micro adjustment at the last second on that Z piece. But that did distract him a little bit from getting the I piece all the way over to column 9, but it's fine.
It's
again.
looking good, and with the 29,000 point lead, now 64,000. Just Andy with, even with that precarious for a moment situation, making it look so easy to clean and resolve. Now on level 29 are both
Yep.
players, Huff and Andy. Up top, Sidnev also level 29.
Yeah, so Sidnev's got to try to survive this right
Yeah,
now.
Sidnev needs to win this round to stay in the match
Yeah.
and in the tournament.
They are
do it?
ahead in points right now. And Fractal hasn't quite transitioned, second transition yet. Gonna try to do that with the Tetris, and there it is. Second transition. We are at level 29 speed.
Double max out.
For all
Quadro max
four
out.
players.
Quadro kill screen, Quadro max out, let's go.
Tetris for Fractal at level 29.
Boom, Tetris for Andy. Wow.
Ooh. And again, just blistering speed.
Up on top, Fractal now taking the lead, 20,000 points. On the
this-
bottom, 131,000 point lead for Andy. Huff has catching up to do. Okay, Huff,
Again, this is
Huff playing up on row, well, I guess burning it down to row 3.
I'm speechless right now, honestly. Just
Oh, yeah. I mean-
watching four players at speed 29, but you
Oh,
can see
Huff.
Huff. No!
Huff spiraling out of control, and Andy's gonna take that second round with authority. 1.2 million to Huff's 104. Up on top, Sidnev in trouble. Sidnev in trouble. They need to get something. No.
No, Sidnev
It's not
shaking
gonna
their
happen.
head.
And Fractal completing a sweep is gonna take the match.
And there you go, Fractal. And Fractal was actually not even aware. He actually did pass up at the last second there with 25,000 points over Sidnev. And unfortunately, this does end Sidnev's run here in top 8. But round of applause for Sidnev. Amazing play here. Top 8 at the Classic Tetris World Championships 2022.
Yeah, Sidnev leading for most of that round, but Fractal coming back at the very end. Both players showing the power of rolling, with us getting 4 kill screens, 4 max outs at the same time here in 2022. This is the era of rolling.
Yeah, and
Welcome.
again, if this seems surprising to you, I mean, honestly, it's going to be happening all day long. We are going to be seeing that kind of play all day long. That is where Tetris, Classic Tetris, is nowadays.
And yes, today's going to be pivotal in showing where we're headed.
Oh, a couple of early errors right now from Huff. I mean, as you can see here, the first error has caused him to have to try to dig out of the situation, and then another misplacement as well. So maybe a little bit of nerves coming into play over here. And that is one of the things that when you play online, sometimes you don't experience as much. And then when you play in person, being on the stage with so many people watching, it can definitely affect you.
Yeah, already this is a game where a lot of players in practice, you know, they get to reset. You know, when they get a bad start, they'll just retry. But, you know, here you are in a live tournament situation, no retries. You get that one run, and you've got to make it all happen.
Oh, nicely
Boom,
done
dirty
for Huff.
Tetris for Huff.
Yeah, again, with that unfortunate build, but he's making it work. And in fact, he is just maintaining this column 2, row 3 Tetris.
And boom, dirty Tetris for Huff again. Sometimes you just got to take them where they come.
And the hardest thing about having a Tetris in column 2 or column 9 is that you're double eyepiece reliant because you need the eyepiece to fill out column 1 or not, column 1 or 10, and then you need the eyepiece to get the Tetris.
Just like that, right? He had to fill in the left to make that left well there. He's gonna stick with it though. Okay. And if you're building on top of a well and you need to burn, if you can turn that into a Tetris, that just helps your efficiency. Huff taking a triple there, but Andy's, going to start growing a lead now. 33,000 points now. Andy has been more or less clean this round.
And we got to call Dog and Alan to the stage. So Dog and Alan, report to the stage for your match.
Okay, Huff completing the dig is now clean, looking to build.
All right, see, Andy right now needs to get that eyepiece to fill out that middle column right there. And there it is finally, but you can see how it forced him to cover up the right side over there, but he should be able to get through that no problem with this eyepiece. There you go.
Yeah, so both players having to do some bursts. Huff will probably need to do some digs, put a lot of weight on that well. Let's see if he's gonna burn another, or build another dirty well.
Oh,
no, he's gonna
if he had flipped that piece 180, he would have been able to get a dirty Tetris there.
Might have another plan for it. Let's see. Nope, opting to burn it down, stacking high up on the left.
Yeah, again, this is the hardest thing about only having one preview. So again, in modern Tetris, you have 3 next, you've got 4 next, depending on which versions that you play. When you only have one, sometimes you just can't rely on hoping a certain piece comes up, and then as soon as you put it down, that's exactly when the piece you need shows up.
Yeah, classic Tetris, you really have to try to make your stack as accommodating as possible to as many pieces as possible. And that was definitely something that Jonas Neubauer was a master of. And was one of his first tips was, make the stack accommodating and welcome whatever piece may come.
See right now, however, due to that little bit of an unfortunate start for Huff, he's at 39% Tetris rate, while Andy is at 69, and that's accounting for that 100,000 point lead that Andy has right now.
Yeah, Andy growing that lead. Huff, clean though, is able to score back.
Ooh, a little bit of a misdrop right there. Again, at level 18, not going to be a problem, especially for the rollers. But again, that just affects your Tetris rate. That is the main concern. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Whenever you make a mistake, you want to get out of it as fast as possible, not burning anything you don't have to, and Andy's been doing great at that.
Ooh, nice decision right there from Andy to be able to clear out the holes, and now he's Tetris ready, and there you go, boom.
Boom, Tetris for Andy. And boom, Tetris for Huff. Both players now clean, looking to score.
Yeah, good neutral boards for both players right now. Very clean, got the Tetris ready on column 10.
Andy just with the nice solves, almost Oracle-like.
And one of the things that's beautiful about, hyper tapping and rolling is that it does allow you to make those little last second micro adjustments. Now, Jonas obviously was great at doing that even with DAS,
right.
But you do lose the DAS a lot of the times when you have to make those micro adjustments. These hyper tapping and rolling obviously allows you to make those adjustments without hurting yourself.
Yeah, S-burst here for Huff. You can just see that mass of blue in the middle. It's just all S's. And wasn't able to get rid of them in the best way possible. So that's going to create some holes.
Oh, it was a triple. Okay.
Should be able to resolve it, but this is going to allow Andy's lead to grow to over 115,000 now.
Yeah, at this point in time, Huff's best chance right now might be trying to play safe and maybe going for a chase down potentially, or hoping that Andy makes a big mistake at this point. Oof.
Okay,
Again,
both players into level 19 now. Higher speeds. Let's see if that changes the complexion of the match.
Nice. Okay, look at these pieces for Huff there. Some of the right pieces that he needed exactly, and there we go. Gonna tuck that L piece in there. And look at this, he's Tetris ready again.
Andy building some tucks too. See, he's gonna turn that into a clever solve to minimize the number of burns that have to be done.
Okay, has a J requirement, but got the J piece just in time. And again, another J piece perfectly, and that I piece will set himself up for the Tetris, although he's gonna need a couple of I pieces. Oh!
Boom, Tetris or Huff.
And again, you saw that hang that Andy accidentally created there. In modern Tetrises, there's all sorts of crazy spins that you could have used to fill that out. Not going to happen here.
So Huff content to play off of row 2 now. Takes a triple.
Yeah, he knows he needs the catch up in points right now, so he's going to play a little bit riskier here, playing level 19 row 2.
Andy with a misplacement there. So Huff now with a little bit of room to try to catch up here.
Boom, Tetris for Huff on row number 2. And he's going to maintain that here. And there it is, boom,
Maintains
Tetris
the aggression.
again.
Yep. Andy with the center well. Boom, Tetris for Andy. Trying to keep that 100,000 point plus lead.
Yeah, you can see how aggressive Huff is playing. No, he got the eyepiece at just the wrong time, but there it is, boom, Tetris for Huff.
And Tetris for Andy. Andy maintaining the aggression, taking the Tetris wherever it can manifest itself as he shifts the well back over to the right. Boom, Tetris for Andy. Now 119,000 points ahead.
What an adjustment by Huff at the last second after seeing what the next piece is coming.
Oh, yeah. Huff still playing on row 2, which is, it gives you a little bit less time to maneuver that piece.
And we had talked about this in the qualifying rounds. Playing higher might benefit you because you can get more games in by playing a little bit faster. But
yeah, with the pieces
here,
at the bottom, but here it doesn't matter.
Right.
You want to
score
survive.
Attack. Oh. Okay. Huff needs an L. Oh, actually, no, that eyepiece was perfect.
Huff Tetris ready. Boom, Tetris for Huff. Reducing the deficit to 114,000 points. Andy's still looking great. We're going to get some monster scores here. Andy at 946 now. A couple of Tetrises away from maxing out on level 27 here. So 29's coming. Andy looking to get that max before 29.
Yeah, and what you see from there we
Huff
go.
hitting
The transition
29.
almost looked like he wasn't quite ready for that, but here we go.
Ooh,
so
no.
fast. Oh,
That's
no.
going to be tough to
oh,
clear.
Oh, no,
Looks
no,
like
that's
Huff,
it right
gonna be
there.
hit for Huff.
And you know,
Andy.
I mean, I have to say this, Huff going out 3-0 against Andy, that is quite a surprise because, again, Huff, you know, at the advent of rolling, he was one of the strongest rolling players at the start and did so well, but here he's going to go down 3-0 to Andy.
Yeah, Andy completing the sweep. And both amazing performances. We saw double max outs, double kill screens, still kill screens because we're seeing relatively quick top outs after they hit 29. So still a threat, even in this era of rolling. But yeah. just great seeing Huff play so well and keeps a place in my heart because Huff was the last player to play with against Jonas. And kind of like carrying on that spirit with the torch pass. So yeah, Huff, great run, and Andy will advance.
Yeah, and if we can actually give a round of applause to Huffaluffagus, great play here, top 8, great job to him. But we are going to hear some words from Fractal. Take it away.
Thank you, Chris and James, and here I am with Fractal. Also, sometimes go by Craptal because that's how your play is.
Other people
Well, most of them do. So, congratulations, moving on to the Final Four. This is kind of a rematch that you had with Sidney. Both of you played last year online at the CTEC, the PAL version final. Does it feel glorious that you were able to kind of get that win back?
He stomped me in that match, so yeah, I think so. Just a bit of retribution on that.
Now, I also was watching the game. I saw that you kind of get yourself prepared. You have a little bit of a lotion or a lubricant that you kind of use to help you with your rolling grip. Why don't you talk about that?
I am probably the most accessorized man in all of Classic Tetris. My accessories include lotion for my hands. I don't like wearing gloves, and this allows me to get all the advantages of both sides. I also have a sticky gel pad, which is normally used to, say, if you want to watch a movie in your car with an iPad, you prop it up there. I put it on my leg, and this helps me relieve a lot of like hand pain just from like anchoring the controller. All right, I've brought hand warmers because my hands get really cold before matches I'm really nervous about. This definitely qualifies. And the most recent thing is that I brought a second pair of shoes, not to wear, but to step on because I need that elevation. It just helps. So yeah.
So finding a bunch of different ways to be able to maybe get situated, get a little bit more of an advantage to help you with that rolling grip. How long did it take for you to attain that? Because you obviously were a very good tapper as well for quite some time, and then moved over to the rolling style. How long did it really take to gravitate to it?
To gravitate towards it, I told myself I'd start after I got my first 1.3, so that happened around March of last year, I think. So it's been a long time coming. Still learning how to get better. There's a lot of things that I want to get ironed out, and I think we could push it even further. But I don't know. It's really frustrating, like really, really, really painful to just like not understand like why you're missing inputs, why things don't work. But then like for those moments that it clicks, it's completely worth it. Like rolling on kill screen is the best feeling.
Well, certainly everyone will tell you that it is worth it. They've seen your gameplay, and you truly are a master at rolling now. You're moving on to the final four. Congratulations to you, Fractal.
Thanks, King.
And we're going to bring in our next final four contender. It is Pixel Andy. Andy, congratulations on this big win over Huv. What does it feel to you, man?
Yeah, I mean, it feels really good. Like, I mean, I was already satisfied with top 8 because, I mean, I've already gotten top 4 twice. But to get it 3 times, it's good, you know. I'm really looking forward to playing Fractal. That's going to be a super good match because I think in Lone Star he swept me. So I have to get redemption.
Most certainly, the road for redemption is happening very soon. Now, James and Chris pointed out you've played with DAS, you played with Tap, and now with rolling. You've mastered all of them, and you've been the best at all 3 styles. With the rolling, how much of an advantage has that now given you as far as your stacking ability?
Yeah, I mean, rolling definitely makes you, like, you're able to do these adjustments and just spins and tucks that you just can't do with dash or tapping. Because even like some double tucks or something, right? And you could play kill screen, obviously. Like, lining out and going for Tetrises. I like to go for Tetrises, but also line out too, because I like to stay efficient, but yeah.
Now, the other thing is that you and Dog, obviously everyone knows are brothers, so do you guys at home push yourselves offline? I know you've battled many times, and of course we've seen 2 years ago win the World Championships, but has that still gone on, or do you find other players to maybe like spar with throughout the year?
Well, yeah, well, me and Dog, definitely before the CTWC, we were just 1v1ing IRL. It definitely helps to have somebody you could just practice with, like at your house, just to get the feeling of like a live event. And also, you know, I've been practicing with like Miles, and Sodium, and Tristan, like the homies, right? So they've definitely helped me practice for sure.
And practice has paid perfect, so congratulations to you, Andy. You've done a wonderful job. Congratulations. We'll see you in the Final Four. Thank you. James, Chris, this is an amazing Final Four that we're going to start seeing. We're going to move to the next group. Throw it back to you.
Yeah, and we're going to need Eric and Hydrant coming up next on the station here to get the next round of that top 8 going. So,
All right. You're going to see more Tetris action soon, but what is that in your hand, James?
I've got a Tetris, a T-piece gummy here, as you can see over here. Shout outs to, look at this, officially sponsored Gamer Power Up Tetris gummies. So,
20% fruit juice for your 80% Tetris rate will make 100% awesome Tetris action in your mouth.
Exactly. Tetris in my mouth. Here you go. There you go.
Boom. Tetris for
Boom.
James.
Gummy for James. There you go. So we got fashion for you, gummy for me. So there you go.
Get the full Tetris lifestyle experience now
I've
with
got
your
the Tetris-
gummies and your fashion.
I've got the
and the
Tetris
game.
shoes on too here.
That's
so,
right.
you know.